What's up, guys? Welcome to the third episode this week, episode 18 of Improv Gaming. I am the biggest Zelda fan in the world, Jeremy Bird. You don't believe me? There's a tattoo of the Triforce on my arm right there, and I do a Castlevania on my back. I'll show that in a private video one of these days.
Ooh.
Ladies. To my right, I have Mr. I'm Wondering himself, Pete Anderson. And to my far right, I have the best ponytail in the business.
It's fabulous.
Mr. Nicholas De Jesus.
How's it going tonight?
Got it right!
I'm
Woo!
wondering why Tomb Raider and Fallout come on the same day.
I still want to see the results of that fight.
Well, this is my wish still from Monday and Wednesday's episode.
Alright,
so today,
digital versus physical.
Digital versus physical. Physical.
Fight.
Alright, okay. Before we start, I have one question.
Okay.
It goes to this little fucker right here. For digital, are you talking about like the virtual console or just new games? Or just all around?
Yeah, are you talking about digital downloads versus physical discs?
Yes.
You're talking about, so the same game comes out, you can get it either from the PlayStation Network or you can go out to GameStop and get a disc.
Like the upcoming game on my list of Madden.
Okay.
You have a choice of pre-ordering on the PlayStation or Xbox Marketplace.
Yes.
Or you can get the physical copy.
Okay, so that's what you're talking about. You're not talking about indie developed games. You're not talking about virtual consoles. You're not talking about emulators. You're not talking about...
Okay, because I was going to say, because for me, if I'm going to get like the classic games, I don't want to spend an arm and a leg on a fucking Nintendo cartridge. I'll just get it off the virtual console for like $10.
Yeah.
You get your nostalgia from there. Your Mario Tennis.
So we're not talking about that at all.
No.
We're talking
We're
talking about should you go with a digital copy or a physical copy of a game that might be currently coming out.
I'm still
Yes.
I collect DVDs, CDs, whatever. I still go out and buy the physicals. And
I don't know. It's funny because me and Pete are at a stalemate because we want to see where each other sits first.
1, 2, 3.
I'm physical.
Nice. Eiffel Tower pitch.
I'm physical. Are you digital?
No, but I will fight for digital. I will fight for digital. I am also physical, but I'm not going to lie, digital does have its place.
It does have its perks. So.
It does have different things.
I don't know if it has its perks. It has its appeal. Right? You don't have to clutter your place up with DVDs. I understand that. But the problem is when you run out of storage space, where do you store them again?
That's a good point, because you did say when you saw how many gigs on the PlayStation 4?
I had to start deleting games off of my PlayStation so that then I can delete them so I can download some of the new free games. Now, granted, PlayStation makes it...
Oh, crap, I forgot to get the free games this month. I gotta do that.
Which one do you want?
I don't know.
It's, for this month on PlayStation, you have Limbo, which is a very great game.
Yep, I'm getting Limbo.
Nice.
Yes, and Lara Croft Temple of Osiris, which is the follow-up to Guardians of the Light, which people who watch my Twitch knows that I did enjoy Guardians of the Light. It came out right after, or right before I was playing it around the Tomb Raider with the original, you know, and I enjoyed both very different, top-down.
I'll grab them tonight. So I love Limbo. Limbo is so much fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my problem is your capacity, and while these services make it a lot easier in the sense that you can re-download the game once you've already purchased it and all that stuff, how much time do you have to sit there to re-download a game that you want to play again? I don't know. There's something about the convenience of going, oh, Pete, check this game out. Oh, wait, we got to wait for it to download. All right. But instead, I have a disc. I can pop it right in.
The thing is...
Like, for instance, Dante's Inferno. If we wanted to play that, let's say it had come out for the PlayStation 4. If I had a digital copy, but let's say it had. Let's say instead of it coming out for the PlayStation 3, it came out for the PlayStation 4. And I had the copy, but it was a digital one. And after all this time, I didn't play it, so I decided, I'm going to delete it because I need space for other stuff. Then I go, oh, Pete's never played it. Let's play Dante's Inferno so you can get a feel for it. And then we're waiting there for half an hour downloading it.
That's the thing is, a lot of the game industry is trying to push that, trying to get rid of physical copies, just so now it's like, all right, you subscribe to this, now you can. Here's the new games that came out, and then they're
trying to do a Steam engine kind of thing on the consoles.
Yeah.
That's why PlayStation has that PlayStation Now stuff, where you can rent the game and play it through their servers, and it's projecting onto your screen. It's nice if it works seamlessly, but it doesn't.
You want to speak or can I say one
I'm
thing?
sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm talking to him because he's looking like he's getting ready.
He's gearing up. He's gearing up for war.
Continue.
Okay, I was gonna say, how much fun was picking up Arkham Knight?
It was nice.
Yeah, that's what I love. To go pick up the game, you can have fun with some other gamers, and you get to see people, maybe make new friends, new gamer tag, like new people to play online with. Versus if you're just at home, the new game came out, let me download it. All right, it's downloaded, and then you play. It's like, all right, you're losing like the person aspect.
How long until E3 becomes just an internet thing?
Oh,
and people aren't going to that.
Didn't Nintendo do that? They called it the Direct.
Yeah, they call it Nintendo Direct. But Nintendo Direct just being in the entire E3, where E3 instead of it being E3, these people are sitting in a studio inside of their complexes, and all they're doing is just throwing it. E3 is now a website you can visit, and instead of a event to go to where you can play the games, you can demo the games, you have this whole full experience that can entertain you for a week. It's a week-long event. Where the first 3 days are the developers talking to you, but the next fucking 4 days are you getting your hands on the games that they were talking about. It's a huge event. How long before that starts to transition to an online forum?
You never know.
Go ahead, Pete.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
Are you really developing?
Hello. My name is Peter Anderson. I represent part of Improv Gaming. And I'm about to tell you why digital games are the way to go in some regards, and why physical games are the way to go in some regards. Come along with me.
Come on, children.
Come along. No, alright, let's get
We
into
have
this.
candy!
We have candy! Sweet treats. Oh my!
Oh god, you had to go.
Digital. I'm going to give my points, and then you guys can rebuttal. Or Nick can rebuttal, which is the proper way to say that goddamn sentence. Digital. The nice thing with digitals, sometimes they have better pre-order bonuses than what the physical based has. Yeah, themes are cool, where you can change it up, and exclusive themes just for pre-ordering, to make your PlayStation or your Xbox look nice, But it also has that awesome stuff where it's like, oh, if you get it through the PlayStation Store, you get this exclusive mission that's not available on the box art or the physical game copy. But on retrospect, could be said for the physical game. Now, the nice thing about physical copy games is if you play a game like, let me give an example, Dying Light.
Okay.
I enjoyed very much of Dying Light. We both are enjoying Dying Light. Yeah. We streamed it, We've both enjoyed it.
It's a really fun game, and it still is a really fun game.
Yeah, and it stands up. That's a game, though, but for people who watch, they know I have a rating system. And if I don't give a game a better than an 8, I trade it in. It's just how I am. And with digital, you can't do that. It's only physical games that you can do that with. Where if I gave Dying Light an 8.5 out of 10. But if I gave it a 7, I would trade it in. To get money towards something like, The Witcher when that was coming out, Batman when it was coming out, to put it towards a purchase for a better game. But then you have those certain things where, for Xbox One, I have the Halo collection, and I have it in a disc. It's something where I know I'm not going to trade. It's a great deal. All 5 Halos are right there.
See, but something like that.
ODST is on there now.
For me, like something like that would have been nice as a digital.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's the type of thing you would do as a digital, where you're going to keep a game. The Gears of War Ultimate, I'm really considering just getting it as a digital, just because it's
something that you keep.
It's going to be something I keep, and I have the data with it, But then there comes that thing where if you delete the games, you can re-download, but it's something where you forget. I don't like to delete downloadable games. Like Limbo, if I deleted that, I might forget that, hey,
I can play that game.
I can play this game, because it's out of sight, out of mind. But like I said, the digital has where you don't have the clutter. On my desk, for Jeremy who knows, he's been over, I have a whole bunch of discs on my desk.
Yeah.
It becomes clutter. If you had that as digital, obviously it would be a big difference. But you're taking a gamble. You have these reviewers out there who give their scores. You have your IGN, your GameSpot, your Metacritic. You have Improv Gaming that gives their scores on games. And people value our opinions and people's opinions, of course. Should I buy this game? $60 is a lot for a game, and it has to be worth it. Batman is worth it. Am I going to trade Batman in? No, that's why I bought the season pass.
I would have smacked you.
You know, and that's also with an effect with digital. If you know you're gonna like a game, like a Destiny, or a Batman, if you get the digital because you know you're gonna like it, and you get the season pass, it's all bundled together, and you have that concrete package. But if you get the hard copy, you know, what happens when you trade that in? You lose the season pass. I did that with when I had my 360. I got the season pass for Assassin's Creed 3, where it was the tirade of King George Washington, and I enjoyed it. It was a good 3-part series, but then after you trade that game in, it's gone forever.
It's gone. Well,
but the digital aspect, you keep it on. There's pros and cons, as you can say.
I agree with you.
If they want to push this digital, if consoles really want to push this digital, the only way to sell me on digital, because I'm not a guy that trades in games. I keep my games. I buy them and I keep them. If they want to sell me on the digital, then these consoles have to have a vast amount of memory.
Terabyte.
Beyond a terabyte. Beyond a terabyte. They have to have a vast amount of memory available out of the box in order to sell me on digital. So I'm talking like 2 terabytes. Because right now the PS4 came out with 500 gigs. Right? When it first came out, it was 500 gigs. And I was like, oh wow, that's a lot more than...
Not as much as you think.
But then you start installing games on it.
Which are 50 now.
And they're 50 gig games, and I'm just sitting here like, are you kidding me? And I didn't even the first game I played was, what's the first party? The first party, first person, Killzone. That was the first game I played on the PS4, was Killzone, Shadowfall. And it was a 45 gigabyte install. And I had a physical disc. And I was like, are you insane? Now I'm downloading games that came out after Killzone, and they're 10 gigabytes. And I'm just like, why the fuck did Killzone take up 45 gigabytes on my system? And that was a disc install. I was like, holy crap, these consoles have to get vastly...
That's the thing, though.
Even if memory has to vastly increase.
Even if you get the physical, you're still putting in all those gigs.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between getting the digital and
Well, here's my thoughts, and I'll go back. So, my Xbox 360, after Hurricane Sandy hit us, the power kept going on and off, on and off. I got WWE 13. I put it in the system as soon as it came in the mail. I started the game up, and because of the power going on and off, triple red ring. My system is done. I had 50 fucking games beaten on that system, and they're done. 20 of them are digital, 30 I had in my house, they're done. I got a new Xbox, and yet, literally, here's the problem. I have the discs, but yet now I'm like, great, do I really want to replay all these games over again?
Well, that's the problem I thought Xbox came out with the feature that lets you back up all your stuff and then it'll re-download all that stuff.
I had the older version before that.
Okay, all right.
It was right before they put that out. I literally found this out, and I'm like, you gotta be.
Yeah.
I
know on the PS3, like I had kind of like a moment where I was like, I don't know if I want to get, because I had one PS3 that was in the living room that I had gotten for Christmas, and that was more for the family. Yeah. But then I had gotten the PS3 Slim. Not the super slim that has like the sliding door that you can just.
Yeah. And the next one down, I have that.
I got the slim that's right over there.
That's one, yeah,
right. The one that was not as big but still fucking big.
Yeah, the tank.
Yeah, and I played it and all my I turned it on and everything backed up and I was like, oh, all right, no big whoop. So I never had that concern because I guess I kind of just lucked out with everything being where it was. They were able to back up all my saves, and all my saves went right onto the PS3.
Yeah, but no, like prior to the Xbox doing that, they didn't do the backup thing, so all my stuff's gone. Now my Halo 3 Xbox just sits in my room as a collector's item because it's done. And I was just pissed because 50 fucking games down the toilet, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to go digital because just say God forbid any of my systems crap out, and if I don't have a backup, which I do have a backup setup, but say I didn't, the hell is digital going to do for me then?
Here's what's going to happen. And
well,
you can
to answer that question, I'm sorry. To answer that question, Now, when you download a game, it'll always remember your ID as the person that
That's
downloaded
what. Yeah, I'm
it. So
saying.
when you get a new game, when you get a new console, it'll automatically.
That's
Even
fine.
back when Xbox 360 first came out, it was connected to your gamer tag, not to your console.
Yeah, well, like I said, I had the older version,
Yeah.
so that's why I got really, really pissed at that.
Alright, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
When Xbox One comes out with backwards compatibility this fall,
Doesn't exist.
This November, and you get these games, what they're saying is you pop them in
And it downloads.
and then it downloads.
Yes.
So you're having all of them become digital games.
Yes.
When you and me play these Gears of War games, we're gonna have 4 Gears of War games digital, and then the main game, which obviously is going to be downloading as well installing, which is the nice thing that Nintendo does, because if you realize that the Wii U, when you put in a game, it doesn't install. It updates, but it doesn't install. When Club Nintendo was ending, I had a free game purchase, and I ended up saying, I hated Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, but I'm going to get it because it was the best game available, and I said, I'll give it another try. And I picked it up, and that freaking wiped my whole data out. And I had to get a little flash memory stick, and now my flash memory stick holds Wind Waker, it holds Tropical Freeze, and Wonderful 101. And that is fine because, it has that resource. But when I want to play 3D World, or I want to play the Woolly World that's coming out, it's not going to require to digitally download into the system. It's just and back out. And I think it's 32 gigs, if I'm correct, is the Wii U?
Yep, 30 gigs.
Compared to these games that are 500 gig that can hold, and I'm running out of my PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
But what's funny is
even before the Wii U.
Because all the virtual console games are like what? Under 5 gigs each?
Yeah.
They're not that big at all,
yeah.
but it's just like, and the newer games are like 10 maybe?
Even Super Mario 64, nothing,
The issue is that these consoles are allowing, well, not so much allowing third party, they're really allowing the first party games to install massive amounts of data onto your console, so that then it can tweak the game. There was one thing I noticed in Shadowfall that I had never noticed in any other game, was that my shadow actually responded to light sources very, very well, to the point where I could look down at my shadow and tell exactly what my character was doing physically. And I have a feeling that part of that, a nice big chunk of that 45 gigabytes was them installing that ability. So, and then another game comes out later, and obviously everybody's fine-tuning the system, and they can play with it a little bit better, and they don't need to do that anymore. So I have a problem with them saying, oh, you know what, they're going to create programs that are on this disc that need to be installed onto your console. Stop treating it like a computer, treat it like a console. The developers have to work with the utilities that you give them on the console. The whole point of the PlayStation 4, in essence, was that it could run real-time graphics. It can do all this stuff without a problem. So for you to tell me, as a first-party console, as a first-party game, that you had to install 45 gigabytes onto my console, fresh out of the box, and in order to run your first game on that console,
just to have my freaking shadow.
Yeah, there's a problem there.
That's what I like, because Nintendo. Okay, the only thing I don't give the Wii is that him and I both have like HDMI splitters because we have 3 consoles. So him and I both had to pull the Wii U plug and put it in a different port, because when that updates, it takes over whatever you're watching. I was watching a movie one night, and I'm watching it, and all of a sudden, the screen goes blank. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I look down, and I see a little yellow light on my Wii, and I'm like, alright, maybe it's not a coincidence. I'm halfway through the movie, screen goes blank again. I'm like, you mother! And I just was like, because I'm immersed in a movie, and it just takes me off. But like, what I like is, when new games and stuff come out, you just hear that little jingle, like, ding, ding, and it shows up on the screen of what new games are coming out, or new add-ons, and it's like, oh, I like the little advertisements, like, oh, you can digitally download this to add on to this game, and I'm like, that's not too bad.
That's why a lot is going to be missed, and that's how we come full circle. Last thoughts on digital versus physical.
I'm going to stick with physical as long as I can, and once everything goes digital, I'll cave.
They need to vastly improve the capabilities of these consoles in order for us to go fully digital. PlayStation now seems to be the right direction if they can tweak that to the position where you
doesn't cost anything.
Well, not where it doesn't cost anything. I don't mind spending money to rent, like Netflix service. Yeah. I don't mind that. What I do mind is that Netflix sometimes will buffer. And I have like the highest grade internet service in my apartment. So the fact that Netflix is having trouble showing me movies, how bad is the lag going to be on your PlayStation Now games? Yeah. So you really need to fine tune that system before you decide that you're going to shove it down my throat. But without PlayStation Now, let's say it doesn't exist, you have to fine tune your consoles to hold a vast amount of memory. You need a vast amount of memory because these are supposed to be consoles that last for 5 years. 10 years even. And in 10 years, I could put a lot of games on a console. A lot of games.
And you got to work on your download speeds. Like you were saying. The game
I'm not too concerned about download speeds. What I'm concerned about is if you have enough memory on there, I don't have to delete games, so therefore I don't have to re-download.
Oh, no, what I was saying was, you know, like when you download it and then like you're saying, oh, I can download this game and then it takes a half hour, 45 minutes to load. I'd rather literally, okay, download it. Give me 5 minutes max, 10 minutes. Game on.
I don't mind that because I can play another game or I can watch Netflix or I can do something else in the time that it takes to download it and it'll pop up on your
sometimes I'll download a game late at night and I'm like, I want to play this, and then like I'm waiting and then all of a sudden
that's the part that sucks is when you're like, oh yes, and you're so excited to play that game and then you're like, oh fuck, I forgot it has to download.
And it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I have to go to bed.
Exactly. So I think that they need to put a vast amount of memory on these consoles if they're going to decide to do that.
Or steal the Apple thing and just do the cloud thing. The backup memory?
Yeah, but still, even the cloud thing, like you're running off of a server. You're running that game off of a server, so that's gonna cause issues.
Yeah.
You can't run a game off of a server.
Pete?
Hello, my name is Pete Andrew. I represent a part of Improv.
Shut up.
Here's the final take I think we can all agree on for digital versus physical. It depends on the player.
Yes.
If people want to trade in games, and have a physical copy, they feel good about a physical copy, you go physical.
I have a buddy that just goes straight digital, and I don't understand it.
And there's those people that have no time to run to a GameStop, or to a Best Buy, to a Target, and just need a game quick. Or get where they can have it set up where at midnight it starts to download. So they wake up the next morning and the game's ready and ready for them. Digital has different exclusives. So does the physical. In the end, it's what you desire.
Yep.
And it just some things you would not get. Like if you want to get a music game, you would get a physical game. And the game that I'm really excited for, a music game that's coming out, is All That Jazz with Nick.
I was gonna say.
I saw that coming a mile away. A mile away. You're sitting there like, okay, how can I Pete way into this? I need to Pete way into this. Music and jazz. Let's do that. I saw it. All That Jazz with Nick. All right. So you can like us or in this video, like the video, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me. Subscribe to our channel.
Hi.
You can also subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/Improv Gaming. You can like us on Facebook. It is Improv Gaming, space between the 2 words. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at improv_gaming, and you can email us at improvgamers@gmail.com. You can also catch me on Twitter at Profcot. You can catch Pete on Twitter at improvcat.
Pete on Twitter. It's Pete.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really? It's Improv Pete?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was Improv Cat.
And that's Twitch.
Oh, alright. And then you can catch Jeremy on Twitter at JimmyPoison420.
Close, 450.
Oh,
close, but I'll take.
God.
In the comments, let us know if we have to fire Nick from All That Jazz.
Jimmy Poison 420 coming your way.
I was looking at that, I was like, why does it say 420? And I was like, I think it says 420 on the video.
Oh crap!
I think it's been saying.
No,
it does say 450. All right, okay. And you could also catch us all on Twitch. It's IPG Jaybird. It's Improv Cat, and it's pending Improv Cot.
There we go.
I like that though. You've been thinking about that?
I've been thinking about it.
That was my
idea. Improv Cot.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of this week's episode
and how poorly I did on All That Jazz.
I'm just gonna give it to Jay next week and see. I just want to see your face being like,
You son of a bitch.
But let us know in the comments what's your feeling. Digital, physical? What's your feeling on
I like physical.
Let's get physical.
game series that should end?
Let's
And what do you
get
think about
physical.
Nintendo? Let us all know.
Physical.
And as always, you can catch us next week for episode 19.
19.
Oh man, we're getting close to
Holy
the
crap.
2-0.
Yeah,
We're almost legal to drink.
Special edition on the 2-0. It's got to be a special edition on the
Of
2-0.
course. I would say the 25th. Wouldn't that make more sense? But you want to do the 2-0?
Yeah, the 2-0 because we did 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Catch us there next week. YouTube.com/improvgaming. See you there. Game
As
on.
always,
Game on.
Game on.